Hello and welcome back, my readers. So today, let's look at the books that this video helps us with. I have Ben and Frankie, book number 182, Rainy Day, book 181. Both of them help us with the syllable L-E at the end of words. O would be the sound for that. You can go ahead and pause your video if you need to go ahead and get these books. If you already have them, then you are ready to get started. First, I want to talk a little bit about something that goes along with this book called Rainy Day. I have a couple poems to read, and you tell me if you have heard these before. Rain, rain, go away, come again another day. Little Johnny wants to play. Rain, rain, go to Spain. Never show your face again. Anybody happen to hear that poem before? Let's try another one. It's raining, it's pouring. The old man is snoring. He went to bed and bumped his head and couldn't get up in the morning. Have you heard either one of those that have to do with rain? Well, I read those out of this book. It's a Mother Goose book, and it's illustrated by Tommy DePaula. And the reason I wanted to share those is because it went along with this title called Rainy Day, but also because the author, well, not the author, the illustrator of this Mother Goose book, Tommy DePaula, he just passed away the other day. And boy, oh boy, am I a fan of his illustrations and also of the books that he wrote. So he's an author and an illustrator. And Tommy has illustrations that are so easily recognizable. His little people, his little characters always have the little round nose, and his lines are very exact. Like he doesn't always do a lot of shading with his pictures. Anyway, so just as a tribute to Tommy DePaula and all of the books that he's written and all of the great things that he did for children's literature, I just thought I would share a couple of the poems. Now, he didn't write those poems, and if you've heard those before, or if you've heard any of the Mother Goose poems before, we don't know exactly who wrote the Mother Goose poems. We think that they are just like folk tales that have been handed down through the generations. And we can't really pinpoint one specific author for Mother Goose. So you might say, well, who is Mother Goose? And we can't prove that for sure either. It wasn't a goose, but Mother Goose was a phrase that was used to just mean your mom or somebody that would take care of you. So Mother Goose poems have been around for a very long time. And so Tommy DePaula just illustrated this Mother Goose book, but he did not write the poems. He just made the cute little illustrations. Look at his Mother Goose right there, writing on her goose. So I just thought I would start with that today, do a fun little author tribute to a wonderful, talented man. Okay, so Rainy Day. Please get your highlighters ready. I better not use black. That was for my whiteboard. What was I thinking? Okay, Rainy Day. If you're ready on book 181, let's take a look at the back here. These are the words now that would fit our skill for this book. This LE, if you want to highlight up here, the LE lesson for today. Rainy day. I'm taping this YouTube episode in the evening right after supper, and it's raining outside right now, and I'm afraid tomorrow when I wake up, I think it's going to be snowy again. Ugh. All right, so we'll look for LE words. Now the ending LE, okay, and the E is silent, so we would just say oh at the end and ignore the E. It's just going along for the ride. It's not really doing anything, okay? So nothing up here. We're just looking, not even reading. Little. Is that the only one you found? Let's go ahead and read that page. Ready? Page 1. Rainy day. Today it is raining hard. My little sister and I need to find something to do. I said, let's make lunch for Mom and Dad. On page 2, I see a word down here with the LE ending. Ready? Page 2. Let's read. Okay, that sounds like fun, said my sister. What shall we make for them? I asked. Something that is simple and tastes good. Well, tasting good, that's probably my favorite part of eating, is that it tastes good. And I like simple recipes, but even if I have to spend a little bit of time mixing this or baking part of it and then adding more, I'm okay with that. But tasting good, that's pretty important to me too. All right, on page 3, you skim and scan. Look for LE at the end of words. Oh, I found one that could be tricky. I found it. Count how many you have. I found 4. Did you get this one right here? It has a S on it, meaning plural. The S added means more than one pickle. That one was tricky. It was a LE and then a S for plural. So I think they're going to have some pickles with their lunch. Yum. I would definitely be eating with the sister and the brother. Ready? Read. We can use bread and meat, said my little sister. Yes, and let's put a spread and pickles on top, I said. And apple chips on the side, my little sister said. Well, I wish we knew her name. I hope he doesn't just call her little sister. All right, we're ready for page 4, skim and scan. Look for the LE ending. Just one. All right, ready, read. Now let's get Mom and Dad and set out the dishes. Mom, Dad, such a nice lunch. We are the luckiest Mom and Dad, Dad said with a twinkle in his eye. Oh, that was a happy book. Just because it's raining doesn't mean it has to be a grumpy old gloomy day. Okay, that was it for rainy day. If you want to get your next story, I have a little picture to show you here too. Frankie, Ben and Frankie. So we have a family here reading books. No, wait, looking at photographs. I have a photograph to show you, but you can't laugh because you will be amazed. I'm going to get a piece of paper to put behind my photograph here so you can see it. Look at that chubby baby. Who do you think that is? This is my baby picture. You can tell how old it is. First of all, the edge is torn off, and I'm sure it was something I did when I was younger, probably taped it to my wall or something, and then when I went to take it off, ripped the bottom of my picture. But this is black and white. So back when I was born, either my parents couldn't afford the colored film yet, or they just didn't make it. So that kind of gives my age away there. But does that look like me at all? Kind of a chubby little thing, wasn't I? All right, so that's just fun to show. And the reason I showed that is because our book is about looking at photographs and talking about, oh my goodness, how much people change when we grow up, or maybe you could see some resemblance from when I was a baby until now. But it's so fun to look back at photo books and memory books and talk about how people have changed and all that fun stuff. So, okay, our skill for this book is the same. We are having the LE ending. Now, when we read our other book, Rainy Day, remember we talked about pickles. Pickle would have the LE, and then the plural add the S on the end, but we don't get rid of the E. Sometimes when we add endings to words, we get rid of the E, or we change a Y to a different spelling. But when we have a LE spelling, then we can just add an S to the end if we mean more than one. So let's go ahead and do a very quick picture walk. I see that the little boy is playing with his baby sister. She thinks that ball is pretty funny. On page 2, Mom and Dad are on the couch and the kids are on the floor. They're all just having a good family visit. I hope that your families are having some fun times now that we can't be in school and we're together all the time. And I hope you are enjoying your times together. I know sometimes it gets kind of crazy and it gets loud in the house, or we might get tired of each other, but I hope you're just really valuing your times that you have together. This is a hard time for everybody. And so the baby has a fun little rattle toy, and I think that big brother, he's doing a good job helping take care of her. Babies are a lot of work. And now look, that's like the picture on the front of our story. They're showing him a picture of when he was a baby, and maybe the brother and sister look a little bit alike. All right, let's go back to page 1. And this time we'll skim and scan. Let's look for words that have that LE ending. Whoop, I went too far. I found one with another letter added. Okay, sorry, I went too far. I went on to Frankie. I meant to just do tickle. So tickled, there's a D added on there, ED ending for past tense, giggle, giggle, giggle. Let's go to page 2. See what you can find and highlight your LE words. I found ch, chuckle. A chuckle is a little laugh. Okay, we're on page 3. I found rattle, dimple, freckles, dimples, freckles. I found 5 words on that page. Let's look on page 4. Everybody got it? Just the one word. Okay, so I'll grab my whiteboard here or my marker, and let's talk a little bit about our words. So okay, tickle. When you put your fingers on somebody and their skin is sensitive and they laugh and it feels funny. So tickle. Now, if I want to talk about, I already did that, I tickled somebody, then if I already did it, I know that I would add ed on the end. Okay, and you know, second graders, we've done this so many times. You remember, that looks silly, doesn't it? So then you just get rid of that E on tickle, and then you put the ED back. You put the E back because it goes with the D for tickled for past tense, okay? Another one that we could talk about is if you just want to add an S, freckle. Freckle are the little dark spots on your skin. I have a lot of freckles on my skin, those darker spots, and some on my face. So freckle, if you have more than one, you can just add an S to mean plural. All right. That was a quick little lesson. I'll bet you guys remembered a lot of those rules for adding endings. Okay, here we go. Ready? Read. Whoop. Ben and Frankie. That's a cute name, isn't it? Frankie. Baby Ben. Oh, I thought it was a girl. It's a boy. So no wonder they think the 2 brothers look alike. Okay. Baby Ben. Oh, I forgot the title. Were you guys up here? And I started down here and you probably started up there. Okay. I'm ready this time. Up at the top. Here we go. Ben and Frankie. Baby Ben and Frankie sat on the rug. Frankie tickled Ben's feet. Giggle, 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 squeak, squeak, squealed Ben. Oh, so here we have an apostrophe S. Let's review that a little bit. Why do we have Ben, his name, apostrophe S? Did you say it? It's weird talking to a camera, to a computer, isn't it? To a video screen. But Ben owns something. There is something that belongs to Ben, and it is his feet. Page 2. Ready, read. Mom, Dad, look at Ben chuckle. It is so much fun to play with him, said Frankie. You are a great big help, said Dad. Yeah, for sure. If he's getting the baby to giggle, that is a lot of help. Page 3, read. Ben shook his rattle and then smiled at Frankie. Look at those dimples and freckles, said Frankie. His dimples and freckles are just like yours, said Dad. Like mine? Asked Frankie. Yes, Ben looks just like you when you were little. Just look at this picture, said Mom. Wow, said Frankie. He does look a lot like me. All right, second graders, don't forget, back here are some very important skills. These are the words that follow the rule for our book. And then these are words that we have had almost the whole year in second grade and keep building, 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 building more and more words to get our brains just to be so smart and to just keep growing and growing. So perhaps you get up tomorrow morning and you say, well, I've already read Ben and Frankie twice. Do I have to read that again? You know what? Read these words and then put your book away. That's plenty of practice for this book. And then maybe you want to get your other book, your rainy day book, and you say, oh, I've already read all these list of words. That gets long. Okay, I'll read the story then. So either the story or the words at the back are awesome practice, and that would be great review for your brain. Remember though, when we read our list of words here or maybe on here, try to mix it up so your brain doesn't just memorize which words go in which order because you've read it so many times. We want to mix it up. Remember, we always want to make our brain work a little bit harder. We don't want to be lazy learners. We just want to always be challenging our brains. So if you read them across one time, this time read them down. And if you've read across and you've read down, then try starting back here and reading up and then down here and up and then down here and up. Always mix it up, and it is just such fabulous practice for our brains. So that is all for this video. Maybe you want to go get your baby books and look at your pictures of what you looked like. Maybe you, when you were a baby, got a Mother Goose rhyme book, and maybe you want to read some Mother Goose rhymes. It's a great way to practice rhyming and hear that rhythm when we read rhymes. It just makes reading more fun, kind of mixes up a different way to practice reading. So good to see you guys. Love spending time with you, even though we've got this camera in between. Go ahead and email me or have your moms or dads send me a text. I want to know how you guys are doing.